Welcome to True Crime Detective Tales, where today we uncover the horrifying story of Sonia Ivanov, a 19-year-old woman whose life was cruelly taken by someone sworn to protect. What unfolded in the quiet town of Nome, Alaska, shook the community and exposed a dark side of law enforcement. Join us as we dive into this tragic case of betrayal, abuse of power, and murder. In August 2003, Sonia Ivanov, a kind-hearted young woman, was last seen walking home from a night out with friends. She had spent the evening laughing and sharing stories, completely unaware that this would be her last night alive. The streets were quiet, and the air was filled with the sounds of crickets and distant traffic. Sonia's friends waved goodbye as she turned the corner, heading towards her home, a place she would never reach. Just days later, her body was found on the outskirts of town, shot execution style. The discovery sent shockwaves through the small community. Emergency vehicles and police tape marked the grim scene, a stark contrast to the peaceful surroundings. The authorities quickly cordoned off the area, beginning their investigation into what had happened to Sonia. The news spread like wildfire, and soon everyone in town was talking about the tragic fate of the young woman who had once been full of life and dreams. Sonia's dreams of a life beyond Nome were brutally ended, leaving her family and friends in shock and confusion. Her parents were devastated, unable to comprehend the loss of their beloved daughter. Friends gathered to comfort each other, sharing memories of Sonia's infectious laughter and kind heart. Portraits of her smiling face adorned the walls of her family home, a painful reminder of the future that had been stolen from her. The community came together in mourning, united in their grief and their desire for justice. Her murder left a haunting question: who could have done this? Investigators scoured the crime scene for clues, piecing together the events of that fateful night. The dark alleyway where Sonia's body was found became a focal point of the investigation. Neighbors and passers-by were interviewed, but no one seemed to have seen or heard anything unusual. The lack of witnesses only deepened the mystery, leaving everyone to wonder who could have committed such a heinous act. Sonia was full of life. She had a radiant smile that could light up a room and a personality that drew people to her. Her friends often described her as the life of the party, always ready with a joke or a kind word. She had a passion for adventure and a zest for life that was truly inspiring. Whether she was dancing at a party or simply enjoying a quiet evening with friends, Sonia's presence was always felt and appreciated. She was saving money to move to Hawaii. Sonia had big dreams of starting a new life in the tropical paradise. She worked tirelessly at her job, putting away every spare penny into her piggy bank. The thought of sandy beaches and warm ocean breezes kept her motivated, even on the toughest days. She often talked about her plans with friends, painting vivid pictures of the life she envisioned for herself in Hawaii. It was a dream that kept her going, a beacon of hope for a brighter future. This shouldn't have happened to her, recalled a close friend. The pain in their voice was palpable, a reflection of the deep sense of loss felt by all who knew Sonia. Friends gathered to share their grief, finding solace in each other's company. They spoke of the many ways Sonia had touched their lives, her kindness, her generosity, and her unwavering spirit. The question of why such a vibrant and loving person had to meet such a tragic end lingered in the air, a question that would haunt them for years to come. As the town of Nome, a community of just 3,000 people, reeled from Sonia's murder, suspicion spread like wildfire. Residents grew fearful, wondering if the killer walked among them. The local police, unfamiliar with handling such a brutal crime, turned to Anchorage for help. Weeks passed with no leads until a shocking twist. Sonia's work pass was found inside a stolen police car, along with a chilling letter. Eyewitnesses reported seeing Sonia get into a police car the night she disappeared. The two officers on duty that night, Matthew Owens and Stan Piscoya, were questioned. Both denied involvement, but as the investigation progressed, attention shifted to Owens. The case took a disturbing turn when Owens staged an incident, claiming he was shot at during the investigation, an act that raised even more red flags. Matthew Owens, once considered a protector of the community, became the prime suspect. Owens had always been seen as a pillar of strength and integrity, a man who dedicated his life to upholding the law and ensuring the safety of his neighbours. His involvement in numerous community events and his friendly demeanour made it hard for anyone to believe he could be involved in any wrongdoing. However, the facade began to crumble when the investigation into Sonia's disappearance took a dark turn. He failed a polygraph test, and inconsistencies in his statements about the night of Sonia's disappearance only deepened the investigators' suspicions. The polygraph test, often seen as a tool to gauge truthfulness, revealed that Owens was hiding something. His nervousness during the test and the conflicting details he provided about his whereabouts on the night Sonia vanished raised red flags. Detectives meticulously reviewed his statements, finding numerous discrepancies that couldn't be ignored. Each inconsistency painted a picture of a man desperately trying to cover his tracks. Owens's ex-wife came forward, revealing disturbing information. He had spoken about Sonia's case even before it was publicly reported. This revelation was a bombshell. Owens' ex-wife, who had been estranged from him for years, decided to break her silence. She recounted a chilling conversation where Owens mentioned details about Sonia's disappearance that were not yet known to the public. Her emotional testimony added a new layer of complexity to the case, suggesting that Owens had inside knowledge or was directly involved in the crime. Further evidence suggested he abused his power to target vulnerable women in the community. As the investigation progressed, more women came forward with harrowing stories of how Owens had used his position to intimidate and exploit them. These women, who had once felt powerless, now found the courage to speak out. Their accounts painted a disturbing picture of a man who had been hiding behind his badge, using it as a shield to commit heinous acts. The evidence of his misconduct was overwhelming, and it became clear that Sonia might not have been his only victim. Owens's lies and disturbing history were catching up with him, leading to his arrest and a trial that would shock the nation. The arrest of Matthew Owens sent shockwaves through the community. The man who was once seen as a hero was now being led away in handcuffs. The trial that followed was one of the most high-profile cases in recent history, drawing national attention. The courtroom was packed with journalists, community members, and the families of the victims. As the evidence was presented, the true extent of Owens' actions came to light. The nation watched in disbelief as the details of his crimes were revealed, forever changing the way the community viewed their once beloved protector. Matthew Owens was arrested and charged with the murder of Sonia Ivanov. During the trial, prosecutors presented evidence linking Owens to the crime, burned items that matched Sonia's clothing, and damning testimonies from multiple women who had suffered abuse under his authority. Owens maintained his innocence, but the jury saw through his lies. He was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to 99 years in prison. "We're glad justice was served, but nothing will bring her back," her mother tearfully said after the conviction. Sonia's death left an indelible mark on the town of Nome and led to legal changes in Alaska. In 2007, the Sonia Ivanov Act was passed, enforcing stricter penalties on police officers who commit first-degree murder while on duty. Despite multiple appeals by Owens, his conviction was upheld, ensuring he would spend the rest of his life behind bars. Sonia's legacy lives on through this act, and it serves as a reminder that justice will be sought for those taken too soon, a local journalist reported. The murder of Sonia Ivanov is a heartbreaking tale of trust betrayed. Sonia was a beloved daughter, sister and friend, whose life was tragically cut short by an act of senseless violence. Her story is not just a statistic, it is a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of justice. and a life stolen far too soon. Her family, friends and community continue to mourn her loss, gathering at vigils and memorials to honor her memory. These moments of collective grief are a testament to the impact Sonia had on those around her. They serve as a powerful reminder that behind every crime statistic is a real person with dreams, hopes and loved ones left behind. But her legacy lives on through legal reform and the fight for justice. In the wake of her tragic death, Sonia's family and supporters have become advocates for change, pushing for stricter laws and better protection for vulnerable individuals. Their tireless efforts have led to significant legal reforms, ensuring that Sonia's death was not in vain. Her story has inspired many to take action, to stand up against injustice, and to work towards a safer society for all. Thank you for joining us on this journey today. We hope that Sonia's story has touched your heart and inspired you to be more vigilant and compassionate in your own life. Make sure to subscribe to True Crime Detective Tales for more deep dives into tragic and unforgettable cases. By subscribing, you become part of a community dedicated to uncovering the truth and seeking justice for those who can no longer speak for themselves. Share your thoughts about this case in the comments below. We value your insights and perspectives, and we believe that open dialogue is crucial in the fight for justice. Your comments can help keep Sonia's memory alive and contribute to the ongoing conversation about how we can prevent such tragedies in the future. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it informative and moving. Your support helps us continue to create content that sheds light on important issues and brings attention to cases that deserve to be heard. And hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos. By doing so, you'll never miss an update on the cases we cover, and you'll be the first to know when we release new content. Together, we can make a difference and ensure that the stories of victims like Sonia Ivanov are never forgotten. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Pause 2S. In the aftermath of Sonia Ivanov's tragic murder, an intricate web of lies began to emerge. Pause 2S. Various individuals, from acquaintances to key witnesses, spun a tapestry of deception that clouded the investigation. Pause 2S. False alibis, misleading statements and hidden agendas all played a part in obstructing the path to justice. Pause 2S. Each lie, no matter how small, added another layer of complexity, making it increasingly difficult for investigators to piece together the truth. Pause 2S. As the case unfolded, it became clear that the web of lies was not just a series of isolated incidents, but a coordinated effort to protect certain individuals and mislead authorities. Pause 2S. The question remains, why did these people lie? Pause 2S. Were they motivated by fear, loyalty, or something more sinister? Pause 2S. Join us as we unravel the threads of deception and uncover the shocking truths hidden within this dark chapter. Pause 2S. Stay tuned and remember, the truth always finds a way to come to light. Pause 2S. As we delve deeper into the case, it becomes evident that the web of lies was not spun without purpose. Pause 2S. In this chapter, we explore the hidden agendas of key players, revealing how personal motives and secret alliances influence the course of justice. Pause 2S. Behind every false alibi and misleading statement, there was a hidden hand guiding the narrative. Pause 2S. Some had financial interests, pause 2S, while others sought to protect their reputations or loved ones. Pause 2S. The intricate dance of deceit was choreographed by those who stood to gain or lose the most. Pause 2S. Join us as we uncover the clandestine motives that shaped this case and examine how these hidden agendas obstructed the path to truth. Pause 2S. Through exclusive interviews and newly discovered evidence, we reveal the true puppeteers behind the scenes. Pause 2S. Stay with us as we shed light on the dark corners of this investigation and bring the hidden agendas to the forefront. Pause 2S. As we move forward, we must examine the media's role in shaping public perception of the case. Pause 2S. Sensationalism and misinformation played pivotal roles in creating an atmosphere of deception and confusion. Pause 2S. Headlines and news broadcasts often prioritized captivating stories over factual accuracy, leading to widespread misconceptions. Pause 2S. The media, in its quest for higher ratings and readership, sometimes overlooked the nuances and complexities of the case. Pause 2S. This chapter delves into the impact of these journalistic choices, revealing how they influenced both the investigation and the public's understanding. Pause 2S. Through a series of critical analyses and expert interviews, we explore the consequences of media sensationalism and the responsibility of journalists in such high-stakes situations. Pause 2S. Stay with us as we uncover the ways in which the media's portrayal of events added yet another layer to the already intricate web of lies and hidden agendas. Pause 2S. Join us in this introspective journey to understand the media's influence and its lasting effects on this case. As we delve into the aftermath of deception, we witness the profound impact it had on the lives of those involved and the community at large. The ripple effects of lies and misinformation left scars that would take years to heal. Families were torn apart, trust was shattered, and the quest for justice became a painful journey for many. The individuals who were falsely accused faced unimaginable hardships, from social ostracization to financial ruin. Their stories serve as a stark reminder of the importance of truth and integrity in our justice system. The community too grappled with the fallout as neighbors turned against each other and long-standing relationships were tested. However, amidst the sorrow and betrayal, there emerged a glimmer of hope. Lessons were learned and changes were implemented to prevent such injustices from occurring again. Transparency and accountability became the cornerstones of a renewed commitment to justice. Through the lens of this case, we see the resilience of the human spirit and the power of collective action to bring about meaningful change. Join us as we explore how the aftermath of deception ultimately paved the way for a more just and equitable future.